This time I want to talk to you about point groups. We can separate points into whatever groups that we like, and we use groups to kind of help manage how the points are displayed on the drawing. So we might want the points to look a certain way or display a certain amount of information on those points. So I've got the drawing open that's called Labeling Points, and you should be able to download and open this file from the assignment. But if I look at the Prospector tab and the points, I see this black dot with the square here, and if I select on the points, I see a listing of the points down below here. If I want to expand this listing to see all the information about the points, I can stretch out my tool space, or I can right click and choose Edit Points. And from this Edit Points window, I can actually change any of this information, the numbers, the easting and the northing, the elevation, the raw description. I can change this information or edit this information here, and it updates dynamically throughout the whole project. What you're seeing here is some of the basic information that's required to create a point. We have to know where the point's at, and so in most cases that's given to us as a northing and easting value. So the easting is the X direction, and the northing is the Y direction of an XY coordinate system. And the point elevation is the Z direction in an XYZ coordinate system. So those elements help locate a particular point on the planet's surface. We can have a description. The description is just used to helpfully identify what the point is, or information about the type of thing that the point's representing. So we can edit that in this Points tab, or we can edit it on the drawing, either way. So I'm going to close this now, and what we want, we've got, if we look at this, we've got all sorts of different types of points: pond, curb, BOTB, BRKL, all sorts of different types of points. So what I'm going to do is separate the points into different groups. So I'm going to create a group and show you how to put the points that you want in that group based on this description. So I'm going to close the Edit Points dialog box, and under Point Groups I'm going to expand that, and you'll see this All Points. And again, anytime you have points in your drawing, there's always going to be an All Points group, so you can't take that away. But you can add more groups to that. So under my Point Groups, I'm going to right mouse click, I'm going to choose New, and I'm going to call this group Ground. And so I've given it a name. We can tell it which points to pull from. It's going to automatically come from all points. If we wanted to restrict it to certain types, we could do that. We could use this to match some raw description values. I like to use the include. So what I'm going to do is use the include. I'm going to check on include with raw descriptions that match GRND. So when I pick apply, all the points with GRND are automatically added into this point group, and you see that they actually change the way they're displayed in the drawing. A couple more things I want to point out. Here we have a points list, and again, this lists all the points in the group. All of these points will have the GRND description. If I wanted to add more points to the group, I'd use the Include tab to add more criteria to select more groups, more points to add into this group. If I want to remove a certain set of groups, I could use the Exclude tab. So I could exclude points with certain elevation ranges, or I could exclude points with certain numbers, or they all have GRND, so I really couldn't use exclude with raw descriptions because they all have the same description. But anyway, I've created this group, and now this group is used to control how these points are displayed. And what's controlling how the points are displayed is two things. So on this Information tab, we can see that the default styles here, the point style is the information that controls how the actual point itself looks. So right now we're seeing the storm sewer manhole, which is a circle with the letter D in there. So we can change that to drill hole, and we can, we'll just look at a couple of these. We change that to drill hole and apply. And now you can see that we've got a circle with a dot in it. If we go to the benchmark and apply, You can see now we've got the benchmark symbol. I'm going to actually take this and put it on basic and apply. And so that's just a simple X for the point. Now the label, the information that you're seeing about the point right now is controlled by the point label style. So there's a number of default styles already created. This one says point number and description, which means it's only displaying the point number and description of the point. So we can include point number and let's do point number, elevation, and description. We can apply that. So now we can see the elevation in there. Perhaps we want to see the northing and easting values. We can apply that. So we can see the northing and easting numbers. I'm going to go and just put point number and description only and apply that. So the point groups was created. We used the include tab to tell Civil 3D which points to include into our group. We use the exclude to take points out of that. We can review the points with the points list, and we control how the points are displayed by choosing the appropriate style, or we can also go in and edit those styles. We can create new styles and control the way this displays however we want using new styles or the style editor. I hope this has helped, and if you have any questions, please give me a call or send me an email. Thanks.